ink-a-dink, 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 ink-a-dink. Wow!
How are you still awake? Well, I know your name is Basil. Hello. How are you still awake? I mean, I've been asleep since Friday night. Okay. Said power nap. You didn't say that. Oh my God, Bill Murray's up there. He's up there with Stephen Colbert and Drew Carey, whom we affectionately refer to as LFFF. Can't say it on TV. Don't ask. And he's got this sign. He's still got the sign up there. Apparently, they've been taking a power nap, or maybe they left and came back. And the sign says, "I'm sick and tired of hearing about your damn Scrabble board." Yeah, I think I misread it on Friday night. I thought it said that I'm sick and tired of your Scrabble board. So I'm sick and tired of. Oh, it says I'm sick and tired of your Scrabble board. So Snarky apparently conducted an investigation and very thorough one. Been working on it for 4.5 years. Ever since we thought we got permission. We thought we had permission to use the Scrabble board. Because, I mean, it's safe. I mean, we've shown that you can mix the letters around and come up with all other kinds of stuff which, which seems innocuous to other people, but, to us, we can see the hidden message. I mean, you don't have to play the Wall by Pink Floyd backwards and hear this is old Pink. It's gone to the funny farm in Chalfont, good day, or whatever it says. You don't have to do that. You could look at it, and to the naked eye of the untrained observer, it says other stuff. It says stuff like Paul is dead, miss him, miss him, miss him. All right, screw you, don't miss him. And besides, he's not dead. But we've been using this Scrabble board, and apparently, all of a sudden now, after 4.5 years of investigation, just when we're ready to get a big contract, I mean, we've got a corporate sponsor, Starr-Kist, Chunk Light Tuna and Water, American Heart Association certified, meets criteria for heart healthy food. While many factors affect heart disease, diets low in saturated fat and cholesterol may reduce the risk of this disease, omega-3s, and we've been pointing out, and this is what I think got us the contract. Well, first of all, we're going to take this Charlie dude out of here, and instead of tell him Charlie sent you, it's going to be tell him Basil sent you. So that's part of the reason for the cha-ching that's going to come our way. But we pointed out that Star-Kist omega-3s contains 90 milligrams of DHA and EPA omega-3s per 40-pound serving. There you go. So if you're inclined to eat 40 pounds of tuna, which the mercury in it might be less than beneficial to you. And Star-Kist, omega-3s. Those other ones, which we can't even mention because, no cha-ching, so screw them. They've only got omega 2.9999. So, there you go. Basil sent you. So, this big investigation by Snarky, and all of a sudden we're ready to get this big TV contract. Something about getting on one of the major cable television stations, maybe even 3 of them. Well, we got 2 apparently coming up. We're signing a contract with Comcast. We're signing a contract with it used to be called Omnivision or Cablevision or Blurred Vision or something like that. And that's to begin with out of Norwalk. So we've got Comcast out of Danbury. We've got Cablevision or whatever they call it now out of Norwalk. And who knows? If we stop using words like is with a G in front and M in back, maybe we'll even get on that station too. I mean, they're a little bit stricter about, particularly Sunday morning, where we're trying to be a little bit more religious in nature. And, we are. We're, Basil, as everybody that's been watching, all 3 of you, they've been watching for a while, know that Basil, like myself, is a devout Christian religiously and a Buddhist philosophically, and certainly no inconsistency there. Jesus and the Buddha played... They went on a walk together, or they met halfway or something. Jesus, in those 20 or so years that are unaccounted for, apparently went across to China and to Tibet and met the original Dalai Lama, and it was bromance at first handshake. So nothing more. So we're here and ready to hit the big time, and all of a sudden there's this big hoop-de-doo about this Scrabble board, and we've shown this over and over again. I mean, Basil and I went on the Marty Heiser show, Marty Heiser show, which is believe it or not is named the Marty Heiser show, because how you can't get much more creative than that. And showed Marty that if you took the letters in, what was it, in Barack Hussein Obama President Barack Hussein Obama. He didn't want the president attached to it, but we did anyway. If you take the letters in President Barack Hussein Obama, jumble them around a little bit, you ended up with a car bomb goes off, blam, and you got birth certificate, ha. To quote Chris Matthews, ha! So, and here, right on the eve of this big to-do, this big, we've got a corporate sponsor where, who knows, we might even get PA&W root beer back. I mean, come on, guys, just because Bill, Stephen, Drew, put a word in for us. I mean, we need some more PA&W root beer to imbibe. We were all out of frosty foam, and so Basil got us in a little hot water with PA&W root beer because he wanted to brag and say, yeah, it's my beverage of choice. It is. It's the one that I swear by when I'm not drinking tequila. And we haven't got a tequila of choice yet because we haven't found the cha-ching to entice us to have a tequila of choice yet. Although Jose Gato seems to be the best chance. So we want PA&W root beer. We want you back. Basil swears he'll never, ever, ever say anything about how do you know PA&W root beer is my beverage of choice. Just look next to the used Tootsie Rolls in my cat pan. And here, speaking of, we gotta get ourselves interested in. We haven't done this in a while, and we got to hour 1820 of the Sillathon, our telethon trying to raise money for food, maybe. Basil likes Blue Buffalo, by the way, and one day we'll have their endorsement. So we got this, and Basil got this when he was on a safari in the veldt in Africa, and he scooped this up and doesn't have much of a smell to it anymore. He said he thinks it was from a lion, and said we're going to use this and we're going to hand this out as a special award to a new corporate sponsor or somebody that we've enjoyed talking to on the air. I think we gave it out to there was a dude in Arizona that made the prisoners strut around in white panties or pink panties or something like that. Oh yeah, Joe Arpaio. So we had, well, the person we were speaking to said it was Joe Arpaio, but we have an inkling that it was actually Joe Arpaio's wife, because every once in a while when we asked her a question, she'd have to stop and she'd have to whisper to somebody sitting next to her, apparently, or next to her, and then give us an answer. So it was either Joe Arpaio, Sheriff Joe Arpaio to be precise, or Sheriff Joe Arpaio's wife, first name Sheriff Joe Arpaio's wife, last name Arpaio. And so we ended up giving this out to a number of different people and groups, and eventually we started giving out to Hershey's, because who more fitting to get this award than the Hershey's Candy Company. And okay, so the Scrabble board. So you did this investigation, Snarky, and what's going on? What's going on? What in the world? And why this timing? I mean, this is, I know you've been letting out hints about this for quite some time. Hey, look. Oh, okay. We had Starr-Kist Tuna in water, and the rest of the stuff on the board here, and the letters got jumbled around. And here's a perfect example. Okay, here's a perfect example of how we think it's okay to use the Scrabble board, because nobody walking through this room, as many people are somehow possibly apt to do, nobody would have ever figured out that because the letters are jumbled around, and I'm just making every letter, Starr-Kist Tuna and water and American Heart Association, everything except for the number 3 is here on the board. Well, actually, the word 3 is here, so I guess that counts. And yeah, but it's jumbled around. And it says Ken Starr. It also says Baylor University, Waco, Texas. Boys will be boys. And oops. Could you hold on. Bill Murray's holding a different sign, and it doesn't say "Go BuddhaCat." It says, I'm not saying that on the air. Forget it. No. So you have to explain it to me, Basil. Okay, I'll quote him first. He said, whoops. Said, So Ken Starr became the president, chancellor, chief executor, hot stuff at Baylor University in Waco, Texas. And for those of you that forgot where Waco, Texas is, it's Waco is where they had a little issue during the Clinton administration, where they had a family, David Koresh and a group of his followers were in a compound, and since they wouldn't let the Justice Department in or the FBI in to see what was going on, they kind of figured something bad was going on. They amassed Santa Anna's army around the compound in Waco, Texas. And, oh, look at that. It doesn't say Waco, it says Wacko. So they amassed the equivalent of Santa Anna's army around there, and eventually moved up to storm, because they heard that there were all kinds of bad things were going on, and who knows, we better check it out. And somehow or other, a fire got started, and a lot of people died. Now, folks up in Idaho got wind of that and said, well, I'm going to Waco, Texas today, Boise, Idaho, or an undisclosed location where we're at outside of Boise, Idaho, tomorrow. So they got this guy up in Michigan on the anniversary of the tragic fire, and very poor judgment on the part of the Justice Department and Janet Reno and the FBI and the rest of them to go in there and start what led to a pretty horrific situation. He got himself some fertilizer, put it in a truck, parked it outside of a federal building in Oklahoma, and murdered 100 and some odd kids and students, kids and teachers and federal employees, etc. And he said, well, it was collateral damage, because after all, that's what happens when you're trying to make a point. You go to where you can kill as many people as quickly a time as you can without laying out too much money, because they rented the Ryder truck. It wasn't even theirs, so they didn't even take out insurance on it apparently. And there it was. So Waco, Texas, Baylor University, Ken Starr, and he was the chancellor, the president, the big kahuna at Baylor University, and hired a guy that built a pretty solid football team. They've had a women's champion basketball team in the interim. So all the important things that you find at a quality university, sports teams. And so the football team players got a little rowdy and did a Bill Cosby over and over and over again. And when the women that were abused complained, they were told, sorry, nothing we can do for you, it's your fault, all this stuff that you usually hear from. So this thing blows up. And Ken Starr, just an incredible punishment laid upon him. They took away his university visa card, and they promoted him from president to chancellor, and said, from now on, Ken, please stay away from the football locker room, please. And then the other people in the university had to, cry and mew and say, oh my God, this is so horrible. Who the hell ratted us out, by the way? So that's it. So Ken Starr and Starr-Kist are now forever linked. But anyway, so, this is ridiculous, snarky. It's in the newspaper. It's in the media now. Oh God, we've had it. Wait, Basil, come on. We got to come up with something quick. We gotta do a little riot control here. When the Washington Post and the New York Times and the LA Times and all the media that's not friendly to us come a knocking, wanting to know what about this Scrabble Board business? And we've been saying, and this has been our story all along, that we asked permission. We asked, and we were told, yeah, it's okay. And now they're saying that, by the way, no, we didn't ask, and if we had asked, it would not have been okay. We would have gotten a big ixnay on the Scrabble Board scray. Wait, I got it. Basil said, said, mistake. That's it. We were mistaken. We could have sworn that we were told by somebody somewhere along the line that the Scrabble Board was okay, that it was safe, that we didn't need to use anything else. We didn't need to write down notes and show them to whoever we were trying to communicate with and crumple up the note, saliva it up and swallow it. We didn't know. It was a mistake. That's the official word. Okay. And wait a second. Plane's back. The Trump, the US .999782 is back, and he says, yeah, do that. Just like I said, that just about all the Mexicans that have come to the United States are murderers and rapists and drug dealers, and there's a couple of them in there that are okay. Just do like I'm going to say pretty soon. He says he's going to say, what, a guy can't kid around with his what does he call Mexicans? Hispanics. And speaking of corporate sponsors, Trump's suggesting that we go for the account for a cleaning product. Spic and Hispanic. That way we can not only make the Mexicans happy, we can make the Puerto Ricans happy too. And if we can, throw into the ad something about this product is gonna make you a hero in your own home. There you go. Now we got the Italian vote. So there you go. He's got everybody happy now. No, we had to draw the line somewhere. So what else? Said, and while the little lady's down on the floor with the spick and Hispanic cleaning the floor, give her a little pat on the rump and let her know you respect her. Okay. That should bump you up a little bit in your popularity with non old white people. Oh, excuse me, non-racist group of old white people, which comprises about 20% or 30% of old white people. She gets you in good stead with the Republicans too. I mean, it's you're doing the straighten out a little bit. That's impossible, but we'll try. We're doing the little variation now. He's doing a little variation on the birth certificate thing again. Saying now he's not sure. Not sure about this birther thing anymore. He says it's very possible that President Barack Hussein Obama might have been born in Hawaii after all, and when he's campaigning in Hawaii, he'll stop in the records section and see if he can maybe make a little more light of that and get to the bottom of that. And wow. So we're gonna, one more quick shout out, Starr-Kist and Ken Starr and no call-ins today, huh? Oh, this phone hasn't worked in wait a second. Hello. Yeah, Lil's on the Cat in the Hat phone, like she always is, and she's here, of course. She's and we know it's Lil because when she passed away, the Calico Cat waited till Easter time and came back as the Calico Stone, and we know it's Lil because it's it's got all the different colorings, the brown and the gray and the white and a little bit of black and brown, predominantly brown. And there's her head, there's her tail, and weighs about as much as Lil did, so we know it's Lil. Basil BuddhaCat presents. Oh man, this is why. You could have just said that this was a reason not to use the Scrabble board. It's been Basil BuddhaCat presents. I'm David Stevenson, Basil's co-host, interpreter, and chief gopher, and we'll see you next Friday night.
They say they'd rob your grandma blind on Wall Street, fritter her away her Medicare on Wall Street, and Pharma Oil and their pet fox don't care if she lives in a box, so long as they wear platinum jocks on Wall Street, Meow.